What's up, guys? Today we're being back. We're here with a new video, and today it's another sad one. Plus, what I said in my last video about vlogging, I might not do vlogs because, like, I I can't afford a camera. Like, I just started YouTube, I can't afford a camera and stuff like that. But my goal is still going on for 100 subscribers. The funny thing is that I am so lonely. I got 0 subscribers. I'm just but seriously, I got 0 subscribers. Today is another sad one. We're gonna be reacting to 18-year-old girl disappears for 24 years. Wait, is there more? Found with a disturbing secret. And let's just get on with the video.
This is the story of Elizabeth Fritzl, an 18-year-old girl who had created quite a sensation by her sudden disappearance for 24 years, until she was found by the police, along with a terrible secret. Elizabeth lived in Amstetten, Austria, with her parents Josef and Rosemarie Fritzl, and her 6 siblings. Being a victim of her father's anger and abuse since childhood, Elizabeth planned to run away from home once she turned 18 years old. She hoped to make a better life for herself. When she turned 18, Elizabeth began to work in a restaurant in Linz, Austria. But just when things were getting better for her, on August 29, 1984, Elizabeth suddenly disappeared. Unable to find her anywhere, her mother, Rosemarie, filed a missing persons report. Shortly after that, the first evidence of Elizabeth's mysterious vanishing arrived in the form of a letter. The letter purported that she was staying with her friend and that she wished to never be found by her family. That in itself was quite a mystery, since none of her friends knew her whereabouts. Her father, Josef, turned the letter over to the police to further assist in their investigation. But Josef thought otherwise. He believed that Elizabeth was under the control of some religious cult. The letter and her father's firm belief led the whole world to also believe that Elizabeth had left on her own accord, and the mystery remained unsolved. From here on, the story gets really murky. Her parents, friends, and the police knew that Elizabeth was missing, and that she probably had run away and was now leading a life that she chose to live. But what they didn't know was that Josef, her own father, was actually behind the whole disappearance facade. Elizabeth was being held captive by her own father in a small, concealed room behind 8 locked doors in her house's basement. The room was soundproof, and she remained his prisoner for 24 years. In those 24 years, Elizabeth went through a series of horrific abuses that any normal human being could hardly endure. Josef visited her with food and water every 3 days, but slowly his physical abuses turned into sexual abuses. This sequence of sexual crimes against her while being held captive led Elizabeth to conceive as many as 7 times. She and her children were forced to live in the dungeon for many more years in the worst conditions possible, without even a glimpse of the outside world. Josef continued to operate smoothly under the very nose of his family. Out of Elizabeth's 7 children, 1 died soon after birth, and 3 lived with her in the basement. However, the other 3 children, deemed as foundlings, lived with Rosemarie and Josef. In strange ways, each time a baby appeared at their doorstep, Josef explained it as Elizabeth's way of dumping her own children on her poor parents. But no crime is perfect. Josef's downfall came in the form of Elizabeth's daughter, Kirsten. Being locked up downstairs for years together, Kirsten fell extremely sick. Being a mother, Elizabeth could only request that her own father take her daughter to a doctor to save her life. Josef agreed and took Kirsten to the hospital. She was diagnosed with a critical case of kidney failure. Josef claimed to have found her on the road, but the hospital staff found the story very puzzling and notified the police. The police, on investigating further, found Josef's claims totally obscure. Finding himself in a tight spot, Josef decided to release Elizabeth along with her other 3 children. The police were informed anonymously about the whole proceedings, and on 26 April 2008, Josef Fritzl, age 73, was finally arrested. On 19th March 2009, Fritzl was sentenced to life imprisonment without possible parole for 15 years. He is currently serving out his sentence in Garsten Abbey in Upper Austria. He has been kept in a special cell for the criminally insane. Elizabeth, her children, and mother were taken under care and underwent medical and psychological treatment to combat the mental trauma of the heinous crime. Later, they were moved to an unnamed village in northern Austria to make a full recovery. Such is life when the one you look up to fails you the most in the most unexpected way. Although Josef got the punishment he deserved, it was not enough to undo all the crimes that he committed against his own daughter. There is no respite for Elizabeth and her children from a horrific past.
That was really creepy. Like, that was really scary. I mean, not creepy, but that's creepy right there. The one that says creepy up there. I'm not gonna watch this. Look at that. Today, let's see how long was I saying. This video has been 6 minutes long. I was about to add this video right here of owner's dog looks at him while he falls asleep. Later finds out. Look, I'm gonna make that another video after this one, but immediately after this one. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This one is terrible. This dad. Some people, what he said, some people that you look up to the most turn out to be bad sometimes, but and see you guys later. Peace. Oops, sorry.